Hey guys, welcome back, and we are here with another week of Broadway grosses, so let's get into it. Sorry if this is coming to you late, either later tonight or tomorrow, but we're here with Broadway grosses, and we have some very interesting things to talk about. So up first, we have & Juliet, 1,119,666, compared to last week's 1,297,395, going from 99% capacity to 97% capacity. A pretty significant drop, but it's still doing gangbuster numbers, and again, & Juliet, as long as it's making over $1 million, it's not going anywhere, it's fine. Even though the average ticket went down from 158 to 140, it's still doing absolutely fine. A Beautiful Noise had its best week in, like, a long time, going from 75% to 77%, and going from $957,000 to $1 million this week, and the average ticket did increase by at least a little over $10. So if you're a Beautiful Noise fan, that's great news for you. I don't know how it's gonna do. I personally don't think it's gonna be here next year, but we'll see. Bad Cinderella is really doing super bad, and I love using that pun. It's gonna be sad when it closes. I'm not gonna be able to use that pun. It went from 571,192 to 539,119. Going from 72% to 65%. And the worst part is, the average ticket increased by $4 to $74. And yeah, this show is terrible. Like, you cannot put any quotation marks or positive spin on Bad Cinderella. It is bombing big time. No show doing under 600K is doing well. And even at 600K, that's still pretty bad, especially in today's market. Dancing is also failing horribly, going from 73% to 57%, and going from $589,000 last week to $456,343 this week. And the average ticket actually went up by $1, and that's not good when your average ticket goes up and your capacity goes down and your gross goes down. Camelot is doing great, going from 811,393 to 896,148. Going from 95% to 91%. So again, Camelot is doing really great numbers. And I mean, obviously, I think that and the average ticket did go up to $116 from $101. So I'll be interested to see if it can get to the $1 million club. It doesn't need to be there, but it would be ideal. Funny Girl went from 1,762,875 to $1,613,000, going from 90% to 83%. So even with the low capacity, it's still bringing in huge numbers, and that's because, you know, your average ticket is $200, your top ticket is almost $600, or not almost $600, but it's basically $550. Hadestown saw a bit of a decrease, going from 888,260 to 761,497 this week, going from 98% to 94%, and the average ticket did go down considerably. I think it was 120 last week, and now it's like 109. Again, this isn't terrible, and it's definitely done much better in the past couple weeks than it did in the fall. But again, it's on very tricky waters, and I'm very nervous for the fall. So the jury is still out on Hadestown. I think it could still close relatively soon, and by soon I mean like the end of the year, January, February. But if it can maintain a hold in the fall, I think it will be okay. Hamilton went from 2 million to 1,946,309 and 100% capacity. Harry Potter went from 97% to 83%, and 1,671,858 to 1,247,261, which is a pretty deep decrease. Kimberly Akimbo still doing really poor, going from 82% to 89%, going from 455,158 to 456,640. And again, if this wasn't a Best Musical contender, it would be closed. Moulin Rouge went from 99% to 96%, going from 1,469,860 to 1,348,728. And again, you're definitely seeing that the Tibet effect was very real, still doing great numbers, but it's decreasing week by week since Aaron has left, which is not great. And once we get into the like 200, 100 range, that's when the producers and the investors are going to be like, let's not go any lower than that. And a show that costs as much as Moulin Rouge, and with the expectation, should be bringing in 1,300,000 plus, not under. Under, like 200,000's okay, 100,000's like, okay, and then anything other than that is really bad. New York, which I did see, and the review is coming up for that, went from 87% to 90%, going from $1 million to $967,104, and the show is doing incredibly well, and I will tell you what I think it's doing well in my review. Although I do think they're giving out discounted tickets to students, and they did mention that on the message boards, and I think that is true, because there was a lot more young people around me and more diversity than I've seen in most theaters, so I think that's true. Parade went from $1,126,838 to $1 million, going from 97% to 95%, killing it at the box office. Shucked went from $594,349 to $586,474, going from 91% to 89%, and the average ticket did go up, and Shucked is not doing well. Like, listen. With the marketing, with the goodwill, this show should have a 6 in front of it. It should have a 7 in front of it. I don't think anyone can debate me on that. This show is not doing well, and it's still any show doing $500,000 is not doing good. And I really don't know how well. I think the Tonys will help them maybe get into the 600 in a week of 700, but I think it's going to be a tough summer, and I think they'll close by Labor Day. Because, again, if it was going into the 600 range, okay, but it's staying the exact same, and the ticket prices are going up, and so it looks like their strategy and the low discounted tickets have not been working, and again, that's because I think personally it's kind of a bit of a weak musical. 6 went from $1,133,985 to $1 million, going from 95% to 94%. Some Like It Hot went from 74% to 68%, going from $833,772 to $808,461. Sweeney Todd went from $1,789,653 to $1,823,700 and 100% capacity. So overall, a lot of my predictions about Bad Cinderella, Shucked, and Dancing have come true. I'm not happy about it, but like that's just the way it is. And I do think that those shows are on a deep decline, and Kimberly Kimbo, we're holding out hope on that. So interesting week for Broadway Grosses. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next week for another week of Broadway Grosses. Peace.